Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I'm going to address some salty comments with my live members only audience. And this is a clip that I want to share with you because this is something I hope can help strengthen the confidence that you might be walking in for your altcoin bags or for Splinterlands assets. Not because I want to give you hope, but because I see a certain emotional argument being raised by our critics. And I want to the extent that makes sense, guard ourselves against emotional response. I think we are looking at a moment of bullishness with Bitcoin and soon with altcoins. And I think Splinterlands will benefit from that. But right now, if Bitcoin is the sole beneficiary in this moment, largely they are, does that scare us? Does that make you want to flee even more? I feel like we're so close to something meaningful with Land 1.5, with Rebellion launching, with Land 2.0 not far away, 50 liquidity pools, a lot of amazing things coming to our game. I have confidence and I think I can justify that from a fundamental consideration, but even from a TA perspective, this feels like the moment. And now are we 6 months or 6 weeks away? I don't really know, but I think you're going to see salt increase from the comment section because some people got burned and now they actually don't want this to work because that would mean they're wrong twice. They came in late and they got burned, and then they left early and they got burned. And so I think that's the concern I want to speak about today. That's the thread we're connecting across this long video. So I hope you'll stick with me. Thanks so much to my members who support the channel. If you want to become a member, check out the membership page. Check out the subscription levels that you're interested in. Get involved and you can be invited to the weekly live events. Have an amazing day, guys. God bless. Paul, good to see you. Gathering. Back from vacation. Nice. I wanted to talk about something today. I saw some comments. Okay, so first and foremost, let's start here. I'm pretty convinced that there's a bull market coming. I've seen enough right calls from individuals online that I feel the calls being made today are accurate. I've prepared myself for years for this, what I think is happening now. It hasn't happened yet, but I think it's unfolding in front of us. And I believe that's a bull market for altcoins. I believe there's going to be a retrace for Bitcoin. I think we're going to touch into that 40, 45 range, maybe more, but not much more. And I don't think it'll be new all-time highs. And then as that happens, and as the wind and the sails start to falter for Bitcoin, not saying crash immediately, but saying it just fails to pass its previous all-time highs, what's always happened before is altcoin season. And my conviction is that that'll happen again. And I think that could be 2 weeks or 2 months away from now, where Bitcoin moves slightly up into that 40 to 50 range. If it fails, and when it fails to punch beyond 50 and beyond 65, which is the previous all-time high. And that's when altcoins have always run in the craziest ways. Like XRP went from 20 cents to $3.80. Litecoin went from, oh man, it might have been like 50 bucks or $40 into the like $300 range or whatever. Like there are crazy coin movements that happen after Bitcoin's truly done. So it's usually Bitcoin first and altcoin second. And with that in mind, this is the vision I've had for years. Literally, I've been packing my bag for years. I've been preparing for, a true altcoin season for years. And today, with me thinking that's what's happening now, as I look at where Bitcoin's at, and it was at 35 the other day, it's, down a little, but it's like well above the 32, 33 range that was like a meaningful line in the sand. I just see what I outlined as happening. XRP is pumped from like 45 cents to 55. If you look at, this is not going to all be about altcoins. This is going to be about what do we do next, but I need to frame this a bit. Because some people believe that there is no more bull market. There is no more opportunity. There's no more victory coming. And I'm like, do you see what I'm seeing? Like, I'm trying to talk this out with you guys who are here, but I'm also planning to share this because this is a thing I'm convinced new people don't get. They look at the market wherever it's at. Bitcoin's up, it's always going to be up. Bitcoin's down, it's always going to be down. Altcoins are up, they're always going to be up. It's like they can't see 2 feet in front of themselves. They only feel whatever is now will always be. Chaos Legion cards are cheap, they'll never be expensive. Splinterlands assets are down, they'll never go up again. It's it's so emotional, and they don't even see it. And I'm going to read a couple comments in a moment to kind of frame that connection. But just before we do that, coin market cap, then you can actually go and you can search for the top 7-day trends, and you can see, okay, so like a lot of these are just little whatever coins, but Chainlink's a big deal. Gala's a big deal. Phantom, Solana, Aave, Decentraland. These are like some serious tokens that have been around for a while. Polygon, Doge, 20-30%. Neo, like these are some big coins that have been around for a while. All of them that have appreciated more than Bitcoin in the last week. Axie Infinity having a little pump. So my point is that right now there is action happening and it's meaningful. And this is a pointer to, these are like little coins that are moving. But this is a pointer to the fact that this is so characteristic of Bitcoin is about to keep going, but it will likely run into a wall. And if it does, not just 69, 96, like the lower end coins, but that's where you start to see like the big market caps, the top 10 of altcoins going wild. Now, that's my view. That's my expectation. And it's been my view and my expectation for years, but people don't buy that. I don't know if you guys believe that, or if you feel that crypto, Bitcoin is, I don't know where you guys are at with that stuff, but to me it matters because it actually means, one, there'll be extra affluence in the marketplace that can come to my game, Splinterlands. And then more than that, it matters because it'll put liquidity in my pocket, which I can move into Splinterlands because I actually still feel this game has its time in the sun to come. Some people don't. That brings me to my comment section. And to me, comments like this from Ghoulish4208 is like exactly indicative of a bottom. Like, I mean, you look around and I just showed you charts going green, 30, 40, 50, 90%. If you look at 90 days, even like tokens like Hex or Chainlink, like they've gone quite a bit over the last 30 to 90 days even. This is quietly happening right now. But some people won't recognize it until Bitcoin is, at 45,000 or something, which to me is probably going to be the new next top. It'll be a lower high before coming back down in testing new lows and going into its bear market. That's my think. It's like, this is just the end of what we began, with Bitcoin touching 65. And we're now like coming back to try things, and we're going to settle in at some lower number. But before we do that we're going to see altcoins go. Some people don't get that. Some people don't agree with that. And hey, I can be wrong, but I am putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm taking risks to see, because I believe that that's possible. Not just like, put some money on red at the roulette table. It's actually more of a thoughtful, these are projects I believe in. These are projects that are used. XRP is one of them. Splinterlands is another. People think there's not much usefulness or there's not much adoption. Okay, fine. Splinterlands has only got, maybe it's got 10,000 real players. Sure, that's small. I don't look at it as a bad thing. That's a feature, not a bug. Like, the fact that we are still small means we have outsized return possibility. I just don't see the world like people, as this commenter does. And I think as a result, I will do better than them. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm willing to make meaningful moves and efforts to try and capture opportunity and not sit on the sidelines complaining. But let's read Ghoulish's comment, because that's what it is. It's just a sideline complaint. But I want you to hear this, not because I want to make fun of him, because I want us to recognize the moment we're in and the emotion we could fall for now. Because if what I just said happens, it isn't going to be SPS to the moon tomorrow. It's going to be this like multi-week period where Bitcoin goes ahead while SPS lags and other coins that you love lag. And you're going to think to yourself, and the narrative is going to be Bitcoin is the one. Bitcoin has always been the one. All these other crap coins are going to fall and falter and fail. And more of this stuff will come. Ghoulish says, will you ever admit you were wrong all along and that you made your viewers and yourself destroy your wealth? You only made money with the game of core because you were one of the first, and you used the bull run dummies as exit liquidity. Not going to happen again. Okay. So if Ghoulish is around watching these videos and making comments like that, how much do you want to bet he came in at some point, probably at the top, bought things and left? Bought things, experienced loss, left. And again, I'm not trying to make fun of Ghoulish. I just want to wrap my mind around a sentiment that's being expressed because it's coming from a community that share, not a majority that share that viewpoint, but there is a loud minority that share that viewpoint. So what's going on there? I'm telling you, it's emotions. It's emotions that have driven a viewpoint that have led them to now disengage and deny the prospects that are possible, both from Splinterlands, but possibly from other coins too. You know, this view happens. People say this stuff about Bitcoin, not recently, but you know, at 15,000, at 20,000, people say this stuff about Ethereum. You know, people say this about every coin that ever existed because one, they probably missed it, and because two, they aren't willing to take a risk on it. So they actually hope and pray it never pumps again because they don't want to miss it. But you know what's terrifying for people like Ghoulish is that when things change, if you're following Splinterlands, if you're watching my content, if you're paying attention but you're not in it, when it goes green, and I think it will, you will be, Ghoulish, I hope you hear this, you will be one of the people that come rushing in when it's already too late. What have I said on this channel? For years. This game pays you with trivial rewards that accumulate over time, and across a long enough time horizon, they will see an appreciation that might change your life forever, financially. And I believe that, and I stand by it today. Now, I can't show you that those price changes have happened. And in one way, I can't show you the accumulation that has happened because recently, one, we've seen the bear market in our game, but two, soulbound cards have no price tag. So if they have no price tag, but you've been earning these cards, then you have no financial asset that came out of that. But here's the thing. I spent the first 15 minutes talking about how amazing soulbound cards are and how impactful they are in the rank experience and how they help me win more. And now I'm in Champion 3, you know, vying for Champion 2 with 4 days left in the season. That's a big deal. Those cards are impactful. They will carry a huge value, but their price point won't come until they're made transferable, which will come to the game. So my point is twofold. It's easy to be critical of Splinterlands in October 2023, but if you want to wait even 6 months, and I've never said this before, because I've always said my view is not days, weeks, months, it's years. And I've looked at a 4 or 5 year window. I said long enough time horizon. I said 4 or 5 years, because that's what the sort of the bull run cycles look like usually. But I'm thinking honestly, because of all the things I started this video with, that like we're talking within the next 6 months. I actually I would hold up Land 1.5. I would hold up Land 2.0. I would hold up Rebellion and how it's going to change the game. I would hold up the Soulbound Summoner cards being made transferable and how that's going to add value, price value to your deck. Those are huge things that are coming really soon. DEC is going to return to peg if the liquidity pools work the way they're supposed to. If the land sinks DEC the way it's supposed to. If that happens, the flywheel will prop. And then if that happens, you get SPS price appreciation. If that happens, you get new player injection because they're chasing after green candles. People like Ghoulish who feel they missed it, who got it wrong, at some point FOMO in because they see moon missions, but they come in too late. The whole vision for something like Splinterlands is that it's revolutionary because it rewards you trivially. And because those rewards daily are trivial, it's an investment of time and attention throughout the bear market, not when the bull market starts in your mind. Because when does the bull market start? Does the bull market start when Bitcoin passes $65,000? If it passes $65,000, that might be years away. Even if let's say that happens, and I'm wrong a little bit about my predictions on what happens with Bitcoin and then maybe how the alts react. Let's say Bitcoin does pump past its all-time high. Does the bull market begin when it passes its previous all-time high, or has it already begun? Bitcoin's gone up a lot recently. And so the problem is we have different perspectives about what it even looks like to have a bull market. And what I'm saying is, with respect to Splinterlands, one needs to pack their bags with time and attention. You don't come in here, you can, I guess, and throw money at SPS or throw money at cards and try and catch the bottom. That's what we call catch a falling knife. From an investing standpoint, when something is falling, and you step in and you say, I'm just going to throw money at SPS because I think it's going to bounce now, that's trying to catch a falling knife. So Bitcoin was at 68,000, fell down to 16,000, and is now currently around 35. But where has the bull run begun? Some people think it's already. The next commenter says, sorry, but we are since a month in a bull run. Bitcoin rise from 15 to 20, 32,000. SPS falls in the same period from, I don't know, this British, are you saying 6 cents to 1.3 cents? That's a fact. So I suspect you're saying, see, Marcus's point is what I just said people are going to say. So we got over here, we got Buddy saying Splinterlands is never going to go, which is the same as every altcoin bear. Altcoins are never going to go. And then we got Marcus over here saying Bitcoin's in a bull run, SPS is down. And I just said altcoins follow, they don't lead. And more than that, I have fundamental considerations that I think are important. But you get bears with a sentiment of emotion, driven by emotion, that says, I've been here, I lost, no one can ever win with this thing. It's gonna die, it's dead. No one plays it, no one likes it. Here we are. And I can look at, my views are up, the amount of views are up, the likes are up. Like, I mean, look at these views recently. Like every day I'm doing a content, 300, 500, 600, 600, 500, 570, 500, 860. These are huge views, bigger than they've been in months. And then look at these likes, 100%, 100%, 100%, 96, 93, 100%, 100. Like this one has 39 views, 39 likes, and that's a lot. And they're all 100. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, it's all ups. There is positivity here. There's attention being paid here. There's confidence and there's confirmation all around, but sentiment and emotion are preventing certain people from seeing that. So again, I'm not saying that Ghoulish is, I don't want to make fun of Ghoulish. It's not about that. I don't want to make fun of the other guy. It's not about that. And look at here, Vivoski, you've been a bull since SPS was at 50, but in reality, you've been selling SPS. What do you call when BTC is up 100% year to date while SPS is breaking its all-time lows every week? This is the thing. This is the point, guys. This whole video, this is the point. Right now, if I'm right, first of all, none of my projections, none of my expectations, none of my long-term predictions for this game have failed. This is playing out exactly as I said. In fact, I literally said cards last time lost like 50%, whereas altcoins lost like 99. So I'm sitting in this game enjoying it. That was the benefit I saw last bull run, like in 2016 or whatever it was, when I had $5,000 I put in here. All my assets went to the floor, but my cards stayed stable. And then they multiplied. So my vision's unfolding in front of me. But right now, for the next few weeks, if what I'm predicting is accurate, what you need to expect is this. You'll see people like Vivoski and that Ghoulish guy and anybody else. So Bitcoin's in a bull market. You guys are just being left behind. They'll be bragging about Bitcoin because maybe they have a small bag. Maybe they have a big bag. I don't know. But they don't, more than that, they're going to slander SPS and Splinterlands and every altcoin you love, by the way, not just those tokens, but every altcoin you love, because they are not going to move in the same way that Bitcoin does for the most part. But here's the funny thing. Plenty of them are. Look at it in last week. I showed this earlier. The green candles that exist over the last week, Bitcoin is way down here in terms of, there's a ton of coins above Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin right there. I don't know, 20, 30 coins above it that have pumped harder. And still, those are just little meme coins mostly, not all, but those are inconsequential because it's not altcoin season. So you either believe that there's never going to be another altcoin season, that this time is different and Bitcoin is now adopted and it's going to be world money and it's going to take up all the investment, which to me is just, those are just, it's just nonsense. Like I like Bitcoin, but that's nonsense. What we really are experiencing is this moment, and the emotions of this moment are positive for Bitcoin. Fear and greed index is a plus 70 like yesterday, 72, 76. But watch in the next coming days and weeks, we will get more and more greedy for Bitcoin, and we will see more and more slander for altcoins. And it will come for Splinterlands, but it will also come for your favorite altcoin. So I'm saying, if you came to a place where you've built a bag and you have fundamental thoughts and beliefs, considerations that you feel justify your position, whether that's in Splinterlands or your, whatever altcoin bag you're carrying, you made your bed, lie in it. And that's what I'm at. And that's what I've always done. And then recognize that this white noise comes out of a place of, one, jealousy, because they don't have any of this stuff. And so when it starts pumping, because SPS will pump and Splinterlands assets will pump, but you'll see them saying it's fake, it's not going to work, it's not going to last, because they missed it until it's undeniable and SPS is up, meaningful amounts and player growth is gone crazy. And then you'll know this too, because you can watch my views on my videos and you'll see like crazy numbers of likes and you'll see insane amounts, because people will be desperate to know how we did it, how you stayed, how you made big. You'll be posting on Twitter, you'll be posting on Hive, you'll be, sharing wherever you talk with your family and friends about, I'm making 50 cents a game or $1 a game playing a rank battle. My SPS bag, which I built through playing a video game, has gotten significant financial traction. These conversations reach into the real world and draw attention. And then people like Ghoulish, who think we're never going to have our chance in the sun, have their moment right now to be able to sort of rub our noses in it. But that's always just a short season, especially now, because Bitcoin just recently passed like that $32,000, $33,000 mark, which is absolutely pivotal for showing that it is moving up higher, but also that it's not going to keep going forever. So that's my view. And I wanted to share this whole picture from start to finish, starting with, where is crypto at now? Why do I think it's going to lead to an altcoin market? How does it impact my view around Splinterlands, and why I'm not at all shaken right now? Because I actually think this is going to be a bumpy ride. And I want to equip myself and yourselves for that ride, because we aren't going to be the first movers here. It's going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be some of those coins that have already gone. But what's going to happen is we're going to have our chance. It's just going to be, after Bitcoin fails to exceed its all-time high. And that might be 2 weeks or 2 months away. It's going to be a sideways trade where Bitcoin slightly is going up slightly. It's just kind of grinding a little higher, and people are going to keep talking about Bitcoin. It's going to be the only coin and every other coin's crap and you shouldn't be in it. And you're going to be inclined. Part of you is going to want to say, sell these things for that stuff, chasing green candles. For me, I don't do that. I build my bag over a long time horizon because with things I believe in, because I want to wait for the mega move. I don't want to wait for a 5% swing. I want to wait for an SPS token that returns to $1. That's where I'm at. And it's okay if people don't agree with me. I don't need to convince anybody. I'm like you guys in the chat. I think you agree with me, but also if you don't, that's okay. I don't come on here to do these videos to sell you on this image. That's the other thing that people like Ghoulish said. Like he said, you sold. And the other guy said, you've been selling SPS. No, I haven't. I've been buying SPS. I literally bought 120,000 SPS 2 months ago, around 1.8 cents. So they don't even know what they're talking about. But there's a degree of they lost on Splinterlands, so they want this to go bad. And as Bitcoin goes higher and higher, they will love to mock this thing if it's not mirroring Bitcoin. But again, historically, alts follow, they don't lead. So you can't shake my confidence. That's it, guys. Thanks a lot. I'd love to see what you guys say about that. I'm just going to check the chat. Don't worry about the asset prices. Play the game, stay the course, have fun, enjoy the ride, keep on forging. Amen. For real, gathering. That's the thing. It's just like, stop worrying. But people who drop comments like those, they experienced they invested in something because they thought they were going to the moon. They probably bought at the top, thought they were going to the moon. You know, if I had to be super cynical, I think, and I'm not trying to, again, I don't want to make fun of those commenters, but I know that what I'm about to say happens. So track this. With crypto, I know this happens because it happened to me. With crypto, you say, oh, that coin is, pick whatever coin you want to imagine. I don't care. That coin is no good. It's, you know, it's not going to work out long term. I see X, Y, or Z problem with it. I don't fully understand it maybe, but I just don't think it's going to work out. And then it starts to go up and you're like, wow, I mean, that's going to fall down pretty quick, pretty soon. Right. But there's a note of doubt in your voice. And then you check in again and your buddy's in it and he's made, you know, hundreds or thousands. And, you know, you start hearing online, like things are going crazy and you say, oh, yeah, like, I guess maybe I was wrong. Like I'm going to jump on too. You jump on and maybe you enjoy some run, like you enjoy some of your own green candles. Cause that's possible. You can see something go up 100, 200, 300, 400%, jump on, which is so dangerous. You can, and watch yourself get another 1,000% gains. It's possible. I've seen that happen. But then also that window of gain is so finite. It's like things explode and that parabolic move is like, you know, 1 in 100 days, right? It's not like Bitcoin goes, or your favorite coin go flying every day for 300 days. It's more like 1 in, you know, 90 or 1 in 180 days, there's a massive green candle. And the rest of it slowly kind of either sideways or down. And so we come in late because we're skeptical and we get burned because we buy tops and we chase green candles and we get burned. And so that happens to a lot of people. It happened to me at times. And that's why you get commenters who are clearly emotional, who are very upset. There wasn't passion in those comments. A couple of those comments were intended to assault or insult. And that's okay. I'm a big boy. But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry for them. Like I know their heart in that moment. It's not that you don't believe in Splinterlands. It's not just that you don't believe in Splinterlands. It's that you tried it. You chased green candles, you got roasted, and then you sold your bags for a loss, turning paper losses into realized losses. And then in the middle of a bear market, where we still are in a bear market, yes, Bitcoin is pumping, but altcoins are in a bear market and they always follow, they don't lead. So you have to remember that you're coming in like the worst possible moment and saying, see, you've never gone up. And it's like going to a high school kid and being like, see, you don't even have a career yet. Like grade 12 student, he's about to graduate. Maybe he goes and gets a job right after that. You don't know that. You don't know, but you are upset because it didn't work out for you. Not you gathering, but that's what happens. That's where some of those comments come from. It's like an emotional place of you got wrecked. And now you actually don't want this to work out. Because that would mean you were wrong twice. You came in late, got wrecked. You left early, got wrecked. And that's the problem. And that's the sentiment we'll be fighting against. Because you will fight them. Like, you're literally going to wrestle. Like in a metaphoric, but I think there's a physiological, literal sense to this. You're going to wrestle with the tension of those commenters over the next 6 weeks or 6 months. I don't know what the timeline is going to be like for Bitcoin in its retracement. But if I'm right, in some relatively near moment, we're going to see Bitcoin around $45,000 and it's going to roll over. And if that happens, alts will soar massively. because people who chased Bitcoin, people who rode Bitcoin back from 15 to 45 are going to cash in those green candles and put it into altcoins that they want. Big altcoins, top 10 that they want to see run too, that they feel can have an opportunity also. And they'll multiply their multiply. They'll multiply their multiplier. But also people who get roasted on, who come in late to Bitcoin are gonna come in late, sell early, and move into alts. And they'll probably take a loss on their Bitcoin, and then they'll come in too late on alts too, because they're not preparing in advance like you guys have, like Gathering has. He says, don't worry about asset prices, just play the game, stay the course, have fun, enjoy the ride. This is the idea of like building the bag with time and attention, recognizing that there's trivial rewards that can add up meaningfully over a long time horizon. That's the difference between somebody like Gathering and somebody like, these other people who feel like if my portfolio is lower in number today, I have lost. But unless you sold assets, you lost nothing. The question isn't whether the price has gone up. The question is whether the value has gone down.